Well, joining us now, somebody who's really professional at what he does. It's Notre Dame women's head volleyball coach, Jim McLaughlin. And Jim is the only person to coach both a women's and men's volleyball program to NCAA titles. He was named the Irish new head coach in January of 2015, following 14 seasons at the University of Washington. And Jim, can't thank you enough for joining us today. Why did you leave Washington? You took a team to a national title there. What brought you to Notre Dame?
Well, it goes way back. Early on when I got into coaching, I had feelings for Notre Dame. And, as a teacher, you're always telling your kids, be careful of those feelings. But these never went away. And when the opportunity came up last year, it was almost perfect for me, for our family, and we wanted to jump on it.
And how do you recruit student athletes? You obviously have a history of doing well because you got the horses, so to speak, to win at Washington. How do you recruit student athletes, and is it going to be easier to recruit them to come to Notre Dame?
Well, that could be the most important thing we do, just getting the right kids that represent this university, not just for 4 years, but for 40, 50 years. So it's a lot of hard work. You got to look at, obviously, ability. You got to look at the intangibles, how driven they are. Do they want to win at the highest level? Do they want a great education? So there's a lot that goes into it, but I also believe Notre Dame's Notre Dame. We're going to be able to get in front of most families.
And have you had some successes so far in the recruiting process?
We have. We've got a good class coming in. I can't mention them, but we just finished our 18 class today, which is way down the road. We've got some really good, talented kids that we think fit Notre Dame.
And you talk about Notre Dame's going to get you in the door. Did you notice a difference when you recruited for Washington when you showed up at somebody's house, and now you show up at somebody's house and you're from Notre Dame?
Sure, because of the academic reputation, it's one of the best in the world. And we get volleyball going, we'll have the best of both worlds. But people will listen to Notre Dame. I just got to do a good job and get the volleyball in order. And I think we'll have a shot at most kids.
Now, you have a history with Notre Dame. Talk about that.
Well, I was lucky when I was getting into coaching women. I had coached men for 14 years, and then I wanted to make sure the methods that I was using applied to teaching women. And I had an opportunity from Debbie to come here and coach 1 year, and I did that. And it was no different, Terry. The game's not gender specific. Women can do what men do in the game. You got to talk to women a little bit different, but the initial 5 months really helped me understand the approach to women, and it really didn't change much from what I was doing.
Another incentive for you and your wife, I suppose, who is a Notre Dame grad, is the fact that you have 3 daughters, and one has just been accepted to Notre Dame. Is that correct?
She was accepted, and it was a big day in our family. Megan looked all over the country, but when she added it up, she wanted to be challenged academically, athletically, and she went through a really good process. But at the end of the day, it was just the right fit for her, and I can't tell you how fired up her mom and dad were.
What are your expectations for her? What are your expectations for the volleyball team looking ahead?
Well, for Megan, the magic starts now. She's done a lot of work. She's prepared herself to get in, but now really, she'll have 4 years that can really impact her life for the next 40, 50 years. But my goal here is to win a national championship or win more than a national championship, more than one. The expectations are going to be here, and we got to validate those every day with the improvement and the progress that we can make towards that end. But we're going to win here. We're going to get to the Final Four, and we just have to continue to make progress, and the girls are doing that.
All right, Jim, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Terry.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
All right. Coach Jim McLaughlin, the Notre Dame volleyball team.